Hi everyone and welcome back to the channel, and today we are checking out episodes 3 and 4 of season 5 of Star Trek Deep Space Nine, looking for Parmok in all the wrong places. That's a very long title. And then episode 4 is actually called ... nor the battle to the strong. So I don't know, it's kind of weird. These two episodes kind of feel like they're connected because of the ... in the title. I think the first one sounds like a Klingon episode, so that would be interesting, especially because of what happened at the very first episode of season 5 with the Klingons. That could be really, really cool. But yeah, I mean, season 5 has been great so far. The first two episodes that I've seen have been fantastic. I loved the ship so much. The self-contained aspect of the episode was amazing. And then episode 1 was just great for the overall story. You know, Gowron was not a changeling. It turned out to be that general, and now what's gonna happen? Are the Klingons gonna be in disarray? There might be a ceasefire and stuff, so maybe that will be addressed in this episode today. And remember, if you'd like to check out more of my reaction, hit my Patreon of uncut and early access reactions to my movies and TV shows that come out to 3 weeks early, as well as exclusive Patreon live streams, movie polls, movie reactions, and so much more. Thank you so much for checking out. Let's get back to the video. Okay, let's start with episode 3 of season 5. I hope you enjoyed my reaction to looking for Parmok, I think that's how you would say it, in all the wrong places. Bashir and Quark is a duo I need more of in life.
Let me guess. Eavesdropping on the battling O'Brien. Oh, I hope Molly's not around.
You can hear what they're saying in there.
Yeah, he has giant ears.
He thinks she's overreacting. She thinks he's trying to run her life. It was pretty boring, actually. But to hear them, you'd think it was a matter of life and death.
Hello?
Oh my god.
In there.
Not Miles and Keiko. The other O'Briens, Miles and Kira.
No way, she's just an O'Brien now.
Don't want her taking any risks, and she doesn't want him controlling her. Keiko made them stop.
Dang it, Keiko.
Show's over.
Oh well. I mean, good. It is the...
I love that they were both disappointed.
You're pretty attached to tradition. But that's okay. I like a man riddled with contradictions.
Oh, picking up on this little romance flirty thing. What'd I say? What did I... Oh, hello. We've seen her before, haven't we?
Did you see her?
The Klingon.
Wait, is he in love?
She was glorious.
Oh my god, he's in love. Worf in love. Maybe we haven't seen this Klingon lady before, but I swear she looks familiar.
She's okay.
I have never seen such a woman. Who is she?
Poor Dax. Oh, it's... wait, no.
Now I remember who she is. Her name is Grilka.
Grilka, yeah, we have seen her.
She's not just Quark's friend. She's his ex-wife.
I remember her now. Yeah, okay. Yeah, I remember this episode now. They had to get married and then they got divorced. Dude, Grilka's back. I loved her. She was awesome. Star Trek Deep Space. See how I changed the pictures there just for you guys? I know you love that.
To the House of Grilka. May it continue to be as strong and as proud as its lady is beautiful.
Cheers to that.
We have suffered great losses in ships, lands, warriors.
War. What is it good for? If you ask me, absolutely nothing.
But you also love War for Profits.
Why don't I take a look at your financial records? I know that's not why you're here. I'm sure it's simply a social visit,
But I can do it if you want.
If it pleases you, I will allow you access to the record.
We don't want you to do it, but if you say so.
It's at the bar, and it worked. But then Grilka kidnapped Quark and took him back to the Klingon homeworld, and married him.
Yeah.
And she divorced Quark on the spot. As far as I know, that's the last time they saw each other.
I think it was. Yeah.
Certainly for Grilka, but I'm not sure how convenient it was for Quark.
His opinion.
I think Quark would be glad to marry anyone.
It sounds like you have a bad case of Parmok.
Is that contagious?
Oh. Parmok must mean love.
Parmok is the Klingon word for love, but with more aggressive overtones.
Love?
An aggressive love.
This should alleviate Kira's sneezing.
Should?
I forgot that she sneezes all the time when she's pregnant. That's so funny.
I can't go to the Hollow Suite tonight. Kira and I have some things to work out.
Oh, still fighting you?
It's like he has 2 wives now.
Obviously not huge enough.
Well, for your information, we are not fighting.
Are you not?
I hope they taste better than those Macara herbs you gave her.
Are you sampling all her medications?
No, Kira didn't like the taste.
Of course she did.
Well, I noticed it yesterday when I was helping her out of the bathtub, so she's had it at least a day.
Helping her out of the tub?
Why are you helping her out of the tub?
I was holding a towel up in front of her.
How does Keiko feel about you helping Kira out of the tub?
Yeah.
I'm sure that Keiko and Kira have. But you,
What about me?
I bet you looked.
I bet you looked. I want to see more O'Brien and Bashir as well. I miss their camaraderie. Morn. Hello, Morn. Oh, he's licking his drink. He must have loved it so much.
You are in my seat!
What? No! Worf relegated to my least favorite character of all time.
That smell. Is there a pile of rotting Vorshak in here?
Is this how Klingons flirt?
Worf, son of Moog. Come, join me.
Worf's like, did it work? Does she want my number?
Grilka cannot mate with you, now or ever. Your house is dishonored, your name is accursed.
That is true. I totally forgot about that.
Have you ever pursued a Klingon woman?
No.
No.
How could you know anything about our women?
You'd be surprised what I know.
Perhaps.
Worf's had some crazy nights on Kronos.
You're making too much of this, Worf. Tumek said that Grilka wasn't offended. She was probably flattered.
There is no
Yeah, she probably was.
Or is it that Tumek said that you didn't know anything about Klingon women, and you're afraid he's right?
Ah, that's it. His ego is bruised.
Grilka invited me to dinner, and I need to brush up
No
on
way.
Klingon manners and protocol.
She invited you to dinner?
When Grilka and I were married, there wasn't a lot of affection involved.
I mean, that's Klingon.
Quark. Klingon mating rituals are very involved.
Yeah.
One-night affair.
2 nights, whatever.
I think 3 nights, buddy. No.
I'm not sure what, but I want to pursue it.
For sex.
No,
Oh my god, she just said it.
she's glorious.
So I hear.
Wow, everyone's falling in love with her. I'm gonna fall in love with her soon then.
She'll consider this a great sign of respect.
Respect. Okay.
It's like respect.
Okay.
I don't want to respect.
Food for you and your house. All I ask is to share your company and do honor to your name.
Well, either she accepts your offer, or she has her bodyguard shatter every bone in your body.
Oh my days. Quark's like, yeah, maybe I won't do that. Maybe I'll just do the respect option.
So did your father just sit you down one day and say,
Bro, this is so weird. This whole situation is so weird.
ow?
That wasn't very convincing. I think she's actually enjoying it, Miles. You better press harder if you want her to suffer.
Wait. No, that seemed very passive aggressive.
Here.
Yeah, he just has 2 wives.
If I left, I'd give you foot massages.
Take me along.
They're actually talking like they're dating.
Things and spending 3 weeks in Ireland with you.
Wait, what the
Me
heck?
too.
Don't let Keiko overhear this.
Don't stop on my account.
Wait a second. Why is Keiko so, like, innocent here? I wonder if they have feelings for each other just because Kira's pregnant? Or if there's, like, a bond that's been developed over time. It's like Worf's laminate because he's sad. You think he does this every day alone on the Defiant?
She said I had the heart of a Versailles master, whatever that is.
It is a poet.
A poet? I guess I can live with that.
What else happened?
Worf wants to jump out of the airlock.
Listened to some noise, which she called Klingon music, and then I left.
A perfect evening. Offensive.
You know, it's attitudes like that keep you people from getting invited to all the really good parties. You really have the key to this woman's heart. The question is, can you help me unlock it?
No way, man.
Yes, I can. We have work to do.
If Worf knows her so well, then he should just try and court her anyways. I know his house is disgraced, but still. Oh my god, Quark's actually fighting with a batleth. You know, he actually is doing a good job. I've never seen Quark like this before.
You say the words, but there is no feeling behind them, no passion.
Having to learn all this Klingonese isn't helping my performance.
Klingonese.
The city garrison fled before them. Only the Emperor Kahless and the Lady Lucar stood their ground.
Oh, Kahless.
I'm surrounded by corpses. My shoes are dripping in blood, and you want me to feel romantic?
Yeah, go for it.
It's not the security arrangements that are at fault here. It's our friend, the Chief of Operations.
Miles?
Yeah, O'Brien.
What did he do?
Changed.
Miles could find a way into those cargo bays.
Look, Miles is a very busy man. He can't be everywhere at once.
He's always with you, Kira.
Growing fond of the Chief, are
Yeah, look at Odo, just sees right through it.
You've always liked the Chief. Miles is a different story.
Oh my god. Did she never say Miles before?
We're closer. It's like I'm part of his family.
Which part?
It's like I'm the wife.
And I'll refrain from making any further disparaging remarks about the Chief. I mean, Miles.
Oh my god, Odo, you little sly man.
You are the commander of the Ladies' Guard, nothing more. Do not presume to judge her.
Were they in a holosuite together? Oh, they probably were fighting.
They were only hollow warriors.
Well, it's the thought that counts.
Yes, it is. And
She has a very open mind, doesn't she?
I only pursue those things I wish to acquire.
choir. Now you sound like a Ferengi again.
I am a Ferengi.
Yeah, he is one.
And I believe you may be worth more than all the latinum in the quadrant.
Oh wow. That's a lot for a Ferengi to say.
My Kahless.
My Lucara.
Blade. Oh my god, the bodyguard's going mental.
I will not protect a house where you are welcome, Ferengi. You are a coward.
Bro, he saved the house.
You will kill me, or I will kill you.
What? No. Just say no. Sorry. I don't do this.
Hi.
Hi.
Sit down. You look exhausted.
She's super pregnant now, isn't she?
You know, it's quiet, remote, no distractions.
Perfect. When do you leave?
Leave right now, actually.
Alone? What if you go into labor?
Well, Julian doesn't think that's going to happen for another month. But
Okay, so it's soon though.
Miles, maybe you should go with her.
No. Why is Kiko so trusting?
Edward O'Brien, are you going to let the woman carrying your unborn child go on a trip all by herself?
Yes. Keiko brings up a point. I like that Keiko is so trusting at the same time. She just assumes that O'Brien will never not love her. You know what I mean? It's actually really adorable.
I throw my sword away, kneel down in front of him, and dare
It won't work again.
to a coward and lose Grilka.
Yep.
Die?
Yep.
Yes.
Oh, come on now! There must be another way.
Whiff was so straightforward with that yes.
I have an idea.
Train Quark. Oh! Wait, Worf's controlling him.
The movement would not have hurt if you were in better physical condition.
Exercise makes me sweat.
So fair. Oh, that's so interesting.
I cannot believe the lengths I'm going to for that Ferengi. I'm practically giving him Grilka.
What is it you see in her anyway? I mean, she...
He likes her name, Grilka.
I would be looking for someone a little more entertaining. A little more fun.
Dax talking about herself.
You are not in my shoes.
Too bad. You'd be amazed at what I can do in a pair of size 18 boots.
Was Dax flirting a little bit there? I think Dax has been flirting with Worf for a while now. That was the most head-on flirting that she's done.
The challenge has been given and accepted. Let no one interfere.
Except for Worf, who's controlling Quark. It'd be super dishonorable, wouldn't it? But Worf already has so much dishonor that it doesn't matter. There's no more that can add up. Oh. It's so cool to see a Quark fight. Oh. Well done, Quark. Oh, I told you it was not gonna work. I told you it was gonna break.
I claim the right of proclamation.
I've never heard of the right of proclamation.
But you can do it.
And I will not be denied the opportunity to express myself according to Ferengi custom.
Yeah, that's valid.
Aquarium of my soul, seeking the kelp of discontent, which must be cut.
Quark should never make a speech again.
Waiting for the bats of love to hang by.
Oh.
I guess that's enough talking. Now back to the fighting.
It's like he was talking to us.
End it! If you insist.
He's not gonna end it.
Your sword?
I love how he's throwing himself.
Your honor is satisfied. I return your weapon and discharge you from my house.
Oh man, he just got fired. But he didn't want to work here anyways. Wait. Here we go. Here we go.
But they're on the same wavelength, and at least Quark can see an opportunity when it's standing in front of him.
You'd have to be blind not to see it.
Worf, you are so blind right now.
Computer. Batleth.
Wait. They'd be such a good couple, actually. That's the thing. Oh. Wait a second. Wait a second. Wait a second. I thought they were gonna kiss and the camera just cut. This is a relationship episode, dude.
Deep, dark forest. It's got 3 fireplaces, 2 balconies.
1 bedroom.
Only hear rushing water. Maybe one of the most romantic spots in all of Bajor.
No way.
I'd have behaving like children, but I can handle that. The important thing is that we don't go anywhere near that place together.
Okay, responsible.
I'm gonna go to the capital and see Shakar.
That's the best idea you've had all week.
Bro, I forgot she was dating Shakar. Don't kiss.
Would have been nice.
Oh my days. They actually do kind of love each other.
Get out.
Right.
Wait, Miles was really thinking about it.
Compound fracture of the right radius, 2 fractured ribs, torn ligament,
Miles was really thinking about it.
bruises, and scratches. What have you been doing?
You mean, what have we been doing?
No, you mean, who have I been doing? More like.
What happened to you two?
Oh my god. Oh my god.
Either. In fact, I'm going to stop asking that question altogether. People can come in, I will treat them, and that's all. Please, have a seat.
Poor Bashir.
In a minute.
Wow, guys. So a bunch of stuff happened in this episode, relationship-wise.
You do realize that according to Klingon tradition,
According to tradition, we have to get married.
Wow, they actually slept together.
you must have some idea you were the...
Aggressor.
Yes.
Yeah.
I do not like the uncertainty of that arrangement.
Try it out, though. Why not?
You stop thinking about Grilka.
Oh, snap. That's a hearty laugh from Worf. What an interesting episode, guys. That was a relationship episode. 3 different relationships and, you know, the story of them in this episode. I had a lot of fun with it personally. I had a lot of fun with it. I think that was a better relationship episode. Sometimes you have like weird ones like the Meridian or whatever, that other Dax relationship episode, but this was actually a really good one. I enjoyed it. And that was my reaction to episode 3 of season 5 of Star Trek Deep Space Nine, looking for Parmak in all the wrong places. And Parmak means love, which we discovered because Dax said it. And so this episode was about love. And I think it was one of the better episodes of DS9 about love. We've had a few episodes in each season dedicated to a character's relationship with someone else, but this one was not only centered around 3 characters, but it was just like a really fun episode to watch as well. So obviously we had our main plot of Quark and Grilka, and Quark just like madly in love with Grilka. And at first I didn't know if Grilka was in love with Quark as well. I thought she respected Quark, she saw Quark as a friend, but I didn't know what her feelings towards Quark were going to be like. But obviously she has feelings towards Quark because there was stuff that happened at the end of this episode. You know what I mean? But yeah, that's going to be interesting moving forward if Quark and Grilka stay together. And who knows, maybe that'll help the whole Federation and Deep Space Nine with this potential ceasefire that's going on, because Quark has such great relationship with Grilka, and maybe they'll get married. If they go by Klingon tradition, then they have to get married now again, so Quark will have divorced her, or she will have divorced Quark, and then boom, they're gonna get married again, possibly, who knows. But I really like them together. I think that they do work together. I mean, it just seems like Quark was so madly in love. But I do have to say, do you remember in season 1 or in season 2 there was that Cardassian woman that Quark was in love with, and they had that whole like heart to heart, and then she left to go fight for the Cardassian resistance? What happened to her? I don't think we ever saw her again, but it seemed like Quark was really in love with her, so I was expecting her to come back at some point. But then, you know, the Grilka episode happened, and they had this bond, but I never thought Grilka was going to return, and I never thought Quark was going to harbor feelings for her like this much. But he did, and, you know, it does make sense in a way, but I also was kind of upset how the bodyguard disrespected him so much, seeing as Quark helped Grilka's house, or I guess the house of Grilka, basically rise from the ashes again. Anyways, that was one of the relationships. There was 2 other relationships, and they were both kind of more subplotty. One of them was Dax and Worf, and this has kind of been on the precipice of a relationship for a while. It was kind of halfway through season 4, I believe, or maybe even near the start of season 4, all the way up until this episode, where every so often Dax and Worf would be flirting with each other. A lot of the times it would be when they're fighting with the batliths in the holosuites, but you know, they would be just kind of exchanging these little flirtatious moments and flirtatious words and stuff. There was a moment in an episode, I forget which episode, but they're fighting and then they like press up against each other with their batliths and they're super close to each other and it looks like they're gonna kiss, and then they pull away or something happens, or like someone like radios in or something, and you know, then they have to separate. But there has just been like this little love bug going around between those two, and finally it hits in this episode where Worf is in love with Grilka, but Dax is just throwing all the hints at him in this episode that she likes him, that he has to look somewhere that's more attainable, you know. And then Worf's like, yeah, well, I would never miss something like that, and Dax is just like standing right in front of him. It was just so obvious, and I didn't know if they were actually going to get together in this episode or not, but at some point they had to, right? Because there were just so many hints flying around, and finally they get together, and you know, they probably, you know, make love, and then, you know, they're in a relationship now, but they're not traditional. They're not doing a traditional Klingon relationship, it seems, and they are just taking it day by day. But I think that Dax and Worf will make a good combination, and I'm excited to see them as a couple in the future. And finally, there was O'Brien and Kira, and that was the most interesting one to me. I mean, the other ones were really, really cool, but this one is the most interesting because this one is kind of heartbreaking. This was a heartbreaking love where O'Brien has fallen in love with Kira, and Kira has fallen in love with O'Brien. Whether it's because Kira is harboring O'Brien's baby or not is another question, but the fact is that they are in love with each other, and it is really sad to see because they both don't want those feelings, but they both have those feelings. And I feel really bad for Keiko because Keiko is so trusting. She's like, O'Brien will never fall in love with anyone other than me. So like he can go off with Kira to the super romantic retreat for 3 days and nothing's gonna happen. But I wonder if she'll ever learn about these feelings. I wonder if these feelings will ever come up in the future, because Kira's only gone for like 3 days and then she's coming back, and I don't think the feelings are gonna subside at all. So that would be interesting. And it was even more interesting that O'Brien kind of went in for the kiss after they kind of decided to separate. He kind of went in for the kiss, but Kira's like, you have to leave. You know what I mean? So, it's just interesting, and I'm interested to see how this is going to develop and if they touch on it ever again. But yeah, let's get into the next episode now. Episode 4 of Season 5 of Star Trek Deep Space Nine, ... Nor the Battle to the Strong. Hope you enjoy.
I knew that my paper was controversial, but I had no idea that it would turn the entire conference upside down.
Jake is so big now.
I don't know, they seem polite enough to me.
Oh, that was just a veneer. That paper stepped on quite a few...
He looks so old now compared to the first season.
According to the so-called experts, it's all a matter of amino acid resequencing and disulfide shuffling. Quantum dynamics has nothing to do with it.
Bashir, you're too smart for everyone.
Absolutely no idea what he's talking about.
We have Jake voiceover.
Expressed in me by accepting my proposed profile of Dr. Bashir. Unfortunately...
Do you follow?
Bashir just cannot speak. Well, he can speak a lot, but he can't understand.
An outbreak of Cartalian fever would be just the thing.
If Bashir talked about the quickening, that would be good.
From the Federation colony on Agilon Prime. They're under attack. The Klingons have landed troops.
What?
So much for the season.
Yeah, exactly.
You put yourself into dangerous situations all the time.
Maybe, but that's not the same as putting you into one.
That's fair.
You're too young to die, Jake.
I'm 18.
You're too young.
I can handle myself. I'm a Cisco. There are lives at stake. These people need you.
Bro, imagine Jake dies.
I hope I don't regret this. We'll be there in just under an hour.
He doesn't even ask Cisco's permission.
Picture of me. Anyway, about those quantum scans I was telling you.
He's like, no, thank you. This could be interesting if the hospital's near the front lines. It could be kind of like a World War I, World War II type episode. In terms of the feeling of it, you know, you have like these soldiers coming in, the trenches nearby and stuff, just like those two wars, and probably many other wars as well. Star Trek Deep Space Nine. See, I couldn't hit that high note for you. I couldn't hit it for you. I'm sorry.
What is it, Quark?
The chief asked me to come up with a decaffeinated Raptogino for Kira.
Kira and O'Brien back. I wonder if anything's gonna happen again.
Quark! I did the best I could.
He probably doesn't know what it tastes like.
Get her off caffeine, not poison her.
Oh, you make me sound like some kind of addict.
She has maybe 2 Ractogenos a day.
Look,
Maybe.
Pregnancy always makes men hysterical.
Excuse me, this is not the first baby
Why is Worf just sulking in the background?
His child. He should have some say.
As the lessee, he does
The men
have
versus
certain
the
rights. Home pregnancy is considered a rental.
Rental.
Okay, well, that's insane.
The Farragut will get there the day after tomorrow. Bashir says that he and Jake will leave as soon as the relief teams are in place.
Okay, but Cisco's gonna be worried still. Dak's trying to keep it light, but Cisco is so worried. Because Klingon war as well, like, it's brutal.
Things could get a little rough down there. They've got a lot of wounded.
I'll be all right.
I don't think Jake understands this situation. Jake is only 18, and he's been in battles, but he hasn't seen stuff like this probably.
So I said you were on your way.
Watch it! Watch it! This is the last IP!
Wow, I like this. This feels like World War I.
Dr. Kalandra! Bashir, jump in. Standard triage. Give him 15 milligrams.
Just people on the ground.
The artery severed. Her BP's bottoming out.
023 liters, run full saline.
Oh, wow.
Took a disruptor blast real close.
I need that blood plasma!
Let's get you off on the table.
He's dead.
There's nothing we can do. He's too far gone.
Yeah, you can only save the people who aren't close to death, I guess.
Stepping over a Klingon. Thought he was dead. Got me right in the foot. Ah!
Oh my god, this is actually a graphic episode.
This is a phaser burn.
Wait, what?
What are you talking about?
You shot yourself.
It was a Klingon. You weren't there. You don't know what it's like.
I mean, yeah.
And all I could think was, I wish I were him.
What?
Took my face.
Oh, he did shoot himself in the leg.
God! What did I do to myself?
He shot himself in the leg so he could leave. That's how crazy horrible it was. I'm sure soldiers actually did this too.
Decisions that test what it means to be a doctor.
Hey, you! Give me a hand.
Yeah, you can write later. Save lives now.
Keep an eye on him for me. I'll be right back.
Oh my god. The blood now. The blood on the shirt. This is an intense episode, guys.
Wait. This way, over there.
But I like that it's Jake experiencing these things too.
I'd like to try an aortic graft.
All right, there's an extra surgical table in the back.
Oh my god, Jake in scrubs. See, whenever there are wars in Star Trek, you never see casualties like this. So it's really cool to see casualties like this because it just puts it into perspective. These huge planetary wars, how many casualties there would be.
Want to see me, Captain?
Why is Odo walking with his stick up his butt?
On the wheel and signaling the information to his partner.
Ingenious. Go on.
No, I started down the...
Why is Cisco so invested?
I'm afraid I got a bit carried away.
And jumped off the stairs.
No way. Because you thought you could transform.
You've been a changeling longer than you've been a solid.
Solid? I wonder why my people use that term. These are so fragile.
Yes, they are.
Thinking about Jake.
It seems just yesterday. He was 5 years old.
Now he's 18.
But no matter what, I wasn't going to let anything bad happen to this child.
He's grown up now.
Jake is 18 years old. Does your father still worry about you?
Oh,
definitely.
All the time.
Yeah, parents are always going to worry about their kids.
What about Agilon Prime without reinforcements?
Dax, you're with me. We'll leave as soon as the Defiant is ready.
Cisco's going. Oh, with the Defiant, baby? Let's go.
Here you go.
Thanks.
How are you holding up?
Looks like a good meal, though. What is that?
I'm starved.
Think I'll start by making a lateral incision across the thigh joint.
I bet Jake's going to have no appetite for meat at the moment.
Hang on. Out we go.
His first day?
Yeah, pass the salt.
Think that always happens, like, first day? Like, a lot of people just throw up when they first become doctors?
Got scared and ran.
It happens.
But they're Starfleet. They've passed psych tests.
It's much different out there, Jake.
There are many situations in life which test a person's character. Thankfully, most of them don't involve death and destruction.
Yeah. I don't think running away from battle means that you're like a bad person or anything like that.
Last I heard, Starfleet had pulled out of the Arcanus sector.
Oh, the fleet's regrouping for a counterattack.
You think so?
And the Tecumseh are heading things up.
The Tecumseh. My husband's the science officer.
Oh, nice.
I'll be right there.
They're keeping you busy.
Yes, it helps keep my mind off things.
That's fair enough.
That ship Starfleet sent, the Farragut, the Klingons intercepted it.
Oh, no.
Starfleet will send another one, won't they?
I don't think so.
And according to a lieutenant I talked to, they've got so many transport scramblers online that we can't beam troops anywhere.
You have to walk.
Unless something changes, he figures Klingons will take the settlement the day after tomorrow.
Oh my days. Cisco, you better get here fast with the Defiant.
At least we don't have to worry about them in here.
Oh, don't be so sure. Medical personnel are fair game as far as Klingons are concerned.
Yeah.
They'll even kill wounded right in their beds. I think they're giving them an honorable death.
Why is that so warped?
No, not exactly.
What does that mean?
I write stories mostly, you know, fiction.
Time to write some nonfiction.
To be losing sleep over it. So why is it the only thing I can think about? I've been on the station when it was under it.
To live with it, to deal with it.
But somehow the danger never seemed as real as it does here.
Maybe because you're also alone.
Or maybe it's because for the first time in my life, my father's not here to protect me.
That's what I was just saying.
We'll lose half the ward.
Kidney failure, he's going into renal shock.
I just talked to Resource. It's going to be at least 3 hours before we have power.
Oh my god.
Shields up around the settlement.
The runabout. There's a portable generator on the runabout.
Jake, go get it.
Let's out beyond the perimeter. I'll show you.
Oh, this guy's so dying. Star Trek always does this, where they make a character really nice and cool, and then they die.
We set down just over that ridge.
Yeah, it looks familiar.
Oh my days.
And keep your head low!
In the war zone. Jake, you have to go, man. This is really cool. I'm saying, season 5 budget is up. Come on, Jake.
Jake!
Oh no. Did Jake just leave Bashir there? Oh, that's a battlefield. Oh my days.
Over there! Now!
Jake, get the med kit.
Hurts. You're lucky I didn't kill you. I thought you were a Klingon. Have you seen any?
No, just dead ones.
Looking for cover.
Lucky me. I could use the company.
I like this guy.
They made it.
Who?
My platoon.
Oh wow, okay.
By the time Bryce got in, the Klingons were practically on top of us. Hopper was taking such a pounding, I didn't think it'd make it off the ground.
So how did you fall out?
You stayed behind on purpose so they could get away.
Oh.
Maybe I ran for a reason. So I could find you and save your life.
Ran.
It's not a story.
The shelling started and I couldn't see Dr. Bashir. The explosions, they kept getting closer. I had to get out of there. So I ran.
Think about World War I and II. A lot of the soldiers were Jake's age. And some younger.
And now you think bringing me back is gonna make everything all right.
Yeah.
Life doesn't work like that.
Oh my god. There's a lot of blood in this episode for Star Trek, you know? He's totally dead.
Rafi put Tobin through hell.
Oh, I forgot she would have had a kid.
Remember how helpless I felt. I read her
Yeah, I bet you can.
that I was doing it as much for me as I was doing it for her.
Yeah.
Just to keep busy.
Just to keep busy.
She pulled through.
I was hoping you were going to say that.
Imagine if she said, yeah, bad ending.
Unhappy ending, I would have never forgiven you.
He's saying that directly to the writers.
All I care about is seeing Jake.
You will. Tomorrow when we get to Ajlan Prime.
Yeah, if he hasn't blown up by a bomb yet.
Get your own. I have to check the sonic shower relays.
Good idea.
You know what, though? The Defiant will be working better than ever after this. Because Cisco will have fixed every tiny thing.
Dr. Bashir make it back all right.
He's in IC for the night. He's got plasma burns on his arm and shoulder.
I'm glad he made
I don't
it.
know how he managed, but he carried the generator back here by himself.
Oh my god, so you abandoned Bashir and he got the generator.
You are lucky you didn't get picked up by the Klingons. Word is they're massing to attack the compound.
Oh man.
I should let him rest.
He's awake. I was just in there. Go ahead. He'll be glad to see you're okay.
Bashir, she's like, why'd you run away? Huh? Punk?
Jake! Oh! Thank God! I thought you...
Jake's gonna feel so guilty.
What was I thinking?
Forget it, okay? What's done is... it's done.
Yeah, Jake has some thing on his mind right now.
The shelling. Losing sight of Bashir. Running. And I keep trying to make sense of it all.
Yeah, write this stuff down. This is the interesting stuff.
There's only one explanation. I'm a coward.
I don't think you're a coward.
You had seen me run away and told everyone the truth.
I think most people would run away from a bombing.
One minute your life's moving along just like you always thought it would. And the next you do something that changes everything, that makes you realize you're not who you thought you were.
Yeah, one little action.
And the live shells are detonating all around you. It's a whole different thing.
All you can think about is getting away from the explosions.
He understands it now.
After the court-martial's over, I'm definitely signing up for the next mining expedition to the Gamma Quadrant.
Gamma quadrant.
No, I mean, Starfleet could decide to send you to counseling instead.
I won't go. I don't deserve to be in Starfleet. Therapy won't change what
Deserve to be in Starfleet.
I just wish I'd aimed that phaser a little higher.
He wished he killed himself.
Disruptor.
Disruptor, no doubt about it.
Every molecule in your body vaporized in a flash.
You don't even realize you're dead.
Your headless corpse could be the last thing you see.
You're so negative.
Just telling you what I heard.
Yeah, this guy's just such a Debbie Downer.
I think it's not funny.
Of course not. There's nothing funny about having your throat slit. Cut it out!
They're just trying to make a horrible situation light.
Maybe you shot yourself in the foot. No one's gonna remember!
Jake!
Jake's break it down.
I just didn't think what they were saying was funny.
Come on. That's not what set you off.
Something else that you've been thinking about.
If that's what you want. But if you want to talk, you know where to find me.
Poor Jake. I wonder how this episode's gonna end, actually. I was gonna say, probably with the siege.
Evacuate. We can do this.
We have to keep calm. Focus on our jobs. Those people out there need us.
Yes.
Let's move.
I love Bashir when he works, dude. Jake's still hiding.
Let's go! Move! Move!
Anyone left back there? No. Go! Go!
Jake, go, man.
Get down!
Wow, the Klingons are actually in here. Oh no. Meant to do it.
Jake, look who's here.
Oh, Cisco's here.
The ceasefire has been reinstated. The Klingons are pulling out. It's over.
Good time.
They just like ended the ceasefire randomly, did a little war, and then we're like, yeah, let's ceasefire again.
The whole ceiling down on yourself.
We never would have got those patients out alive if you hadn't done it. You're a hero.
Craziest thing is he did it just out of scaredness. He didn't mean to do it.
The Battle of Agilon Prime will probably be remembered as a pointless skirmish, but I'll always remember it as something more.
Yeah.
Place I learned that the line between courage and cowardice is a lot thinner than most people believe.
It's a great story, dude. Great article.
It takes courage to look inside yourself. And even more courage to write it for other people to see.
It does. That's actually true. Wow. What a crazy good episode. What a very differently toned episode to the one that we watched before as well. Like, so different. And that was my reaction to episode 4 of season 5 of Star Trek Deep Space Nine, Nor the Battle to the Strong. And wow. So first of all, tonally, compared to episode 3, which was a relationship kind of comedy love episode, this episode was a very serious, gritty war episode with lots of depth, lots of talk about who someone actually is. Just so, it's like tonal whiplash going from the last episode to this episode. Like, wow. It's crazy how Star Trek can just cover so many bases and so many different tones and emotions in different episodes. But yeah, this was definitely the best Jake Sisko episode I think that there has been on the show so far. There've been a few Jake episodes. They've always been good. Never amazing to me, just kind of good. But this episode was amazing. I mean, where do I even start? First of all, there was a lot of blood in this episode for Star Trek Deep Space Nine. You never really see blood in Star Trek, or at least the stuff that I've watched, you've never really seen blood. But there was a lot of blood in this episode. There was one moment where there was a guy slouched against the ground with a guy who was just too far gone for them to save. And there was blood all around him, on the ground, on the walls, on the character. It was like, wow. Like, they're going ham in this episode, but they needed to do it. Because if there was no blood in this episode, then the battle wouldn't have really felt that intense. It wouldn't have felt as realistic. But it was really, really cool to see this almost World War I style of fight, of battle, in Star Trek Deep Space Nine. Because, you know, in World War One, or even in World War Two, for example, you'd have like the hospitals really close to the front lines, maybe like 10 miles away, 5 miles away, or something like that. And so you can basically, while the hospital crew are working, you can hear the gunshots in the distance, you can hear the bombs in the distance, and you just get this endless cycle of people coming in. And not only that, but you also get people coming in who have injured themselves because they want to leave the battle, who have abandoned the battle, injured or not, because they are too scared to fight. And that is something that happens time and time again. And I thought it was a really interesting thing that Jake was the one thrown into the battle, that this was kind of Jake's first battle alone without a parent, and that's one of the reasons why he was super scared. But also just like the fact that this episode wasn't making fun of people who left a battle. They were almost saying it makes a lot of sense why people would do this, why people would lose all courage and lose all hope, and the only thing left in their minds would be to run and to hide and to protect themselves, because you can do as many simulations as you want, you can do as many training boot camps as you want, but the real thing is much more deadly, and is much more, I mean, obviously it is deadly, it's actual war, but it's also much more terrifying than one can even imagine. And I'm sure if you were a soldier, or if you've been in a battle before, or been in a war, and you watch this episode, you probably could heavily relate to Jake's character and what he was going through, because I'm sure everyone's first battle is probably the moment where they realize exactly who they are. And whether that's a nice realization or not is a different discussion, but it's probably the moment where you realize exactly who you are, exactly what your exactly what your values are. And all of that was placed on Jake in this episode, and we just really got a good sense of who he is. I wonder if he'll be braver moving forward in battles, whether Sisko's there or not. I wonder if he'll be braver because he's come to terms with who he is, and now he can try and improve upon it, as well as also having this battle experience. I also really liked Bashir in this episode. He played a more mentor role, and at the same time, I just love watching him work because he's so fun and goofy and talkative when he's not really working. But then when he has something serious to do, he's just so on the ball and so serious. Like, they first get there and Jake's like, what can I do? And Bashir immediately is just like, stay out of my way. You know what I mean? Just so firm and so tough. And I was like, oh my god, Bashir, yes. I love you, Bashir, so much. So I thought Bashir was really great in this episode. I really like the Sisko little subplot of him just worrying about Jake, which makes so much sense because, you know, it's his kid. It's the first time Jake's really alone in a huge battle. And then last but not least, the Klingon ceasefire. Apparently it just ended for a bit, then there was a war, and then the ceasefire started again. I don't know if negotiations just failed, or if the Klingons were just like, let's just attack something and then we'll call the ceasefire again if it's not working, or something like that. You know what I mean? So kind of strange there, but you know, the ceasefire is back on at the moment, but it seems very tentative. It seems like the Klingons can just attack at any time, and then they can just call the ceasefire again, you know what I mean? So it doesn't really feel like a ceasefire to me, at least in my mind. But yeah, besides that, that's the end of the episode. What a brilliant episode. Thank you so much for watching, and thank you so much to these wonderful, beautiful, amazing people right here for supporting me and supporting my channel. It really does mean a lot. And remember, if you'd like to check out more of my reactions, you can head over to my Patreon, where on Patreon right now for Star Trek Deep Space Nine, you can check out episodes 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10, all on Patreon right now for your viewing pleasure. That means we start with The Assignment, which is episode 5, and episode 10 is Rapture. And all of those episodes in between are episodes that you can watch on Patreon right now. If not, I'll see you next week for episodes 5 and 6, The Assignment, and an episode with an incredible title, one that I've been expecting for a while, and one that I'm very excited for, Trials and Tribble. We're getting the tribbles. We're getting the troubles in DS9. I don't think it's going to be. I don't think it's supposed to be a twist in the episode because it's in the title, and also people have told me about it in the comments. So that as well. So it's not really a spoiler for me that tribbles are going to be in the episode. And I've seen the TOS episode with tribbles, so this will be exciting. Anyways, hopefully I'll see you then, or I'll see you on Patreon for the other reactions. And yeah, see you next week for some more Star Trek Deep Space Nine.